The new Ford Mondeo was actually unveiled 3 years ago, but factory issues have meant that we've had to wait until now to get this European version. So is it a little bit late to the party, or just fashionably late? Well, the new Mondeo certainly looks smarter than the car it replaces. It gets Ford's now familiar Aston Martin style nose and a sporty swooping roofline. Inside, the revamp is just as noticeable. Material quality is improved and there's a lot more tech on board than before. Standard equipment includes DAB digital radio. You get 2 USB imports, so you and the person in the passenger seat can both charge your phones. There's also climate control, which is dual zone as standard, and all cars across the range get this 8-inch colour touchscreen for the infotainment system. Now, I'll admit it's not the most intuitive system on the market, but once you're used to it, it's easy to use. You can hook your phone up to it via Bluetooth and stream music from your device or via the internet. You can even connect a DVD player to the car to watch videos while stationary. The new Mondeo gets Ford's latest Sync 2 voice-operated command system, and it allows you to control more of the car's functions with your voice than you could with the old Sync 1 system. And apparently it even understands colloquial accents, so I'm going to speak to it in my very finest Brummy twang. So here we go.
Please say a command.
Climate.
Climate, say a command.
Set temperature to 24 degrees.
Did you say 24 degrees?
Yes.
Setting temperature to 24 degrees.
Ah, that's Boston, eh?
In case you're wondering, Boston is Brummy for lovely, and in this range-topping titanium trim there's some lovely digital instruments. Automatic windscreen wipers and automatic headlamps, plus extra safety kit like a lane keeping aid.
It actually represents really good value for money, especially as it includes sat-nav as well. But my advice is, don't be tempted by the deal, because actually the Z-Tech trim has all the kit you really need. And if you want sat-nav, you just use your smartphone, Google Maps, and this screen is actually a brilliant place to mount it. Look at that. There we go. It's Boston.
In terms of in-car storage, there's some large door bins, a good-sized glove box, and a big central cubby.
The Mondeo is available with a range of new engines. If you want to forget the petrols and the more expensive hybrid, really, these types of cars, they're meant to be mile munchers, aren't they? So you'll be wanting a diesel.
There's a 1.6 litre diesel which can do a claimed 78.5 miles per gallon, and it emits under 100 grams per kilometre of carbon dioxide, so it's free from road tax, which is great, but it feels a little bit slow.
The 2 litre diesel in this car though is a lot faster, and it's well worth the extra £750, especially if you want to be able to overtake people without running out of road.
The 2 litre is still pretty clean, and it costs just £20 in road tax, and its 68.9 miles per gallon economy is very respectable too.
I'm pretty sure that out in the real world the difference won't be quite as much as 10 miles per gallon. And in case you're wondering what this car is doing out here in the real world, well, before we took it we set the car's trip computer and we've been driving around in it for a few days, and the average is 41.8 miles per gallon, which is a little bit off what Ford says, but I must point out that it's been driven a lot in town, this car has, and we have been driving it quite hard.
If truth be told, the new Mondeo isn't quite as new as it actually seems on the outside. Underneath the skin it's very similar to the old version. However, the delay in bringing it to Europe gave Ford plenty of time to tweak the setup.
They fitted lots of soundproofing to make it a relaxing car to travel in, and overall it is a pretty quiet thing on the move. And they also altered the suspension to make the car nice and comfortable, and I could go for miles and miles in this thing without backache. It's really, really nice. The seats are great. But there is one problem.
By meddling with the car, Ford has somehow managed to muck up the very thing which was the Mondeo's unique selling point. The fact it was actually very good fun to drive.
Now, if you think that's irrelevant on a car such as this, just fast forward the video 30 seconds using the play bar down here, because you'll find this next bit irrelevant. Now, for everyone else, I'll try and explain what I'm on about. Well, you see, the old Mondeo, it just felt alert and responsive. You know, you made an input and it just reacted immediately, whereas this one doesn't so much. You don't feel quite so connected to it or to the road. It's almost as though the old Mondeo, it felt like it was wearing running shoes, whereas this one, it seems to be wearing hush puppies.
So, if you want a large family car that's comfy but also fun, a Mazda 6 is a better bet. And if practicality is your main concern, then a Volkswagen Passat may be a better option.
Now this next bit may seem a little bit odd because on the outside the Mondeo is actually the larger car, but the Passat is better for carrying rear passengers. It's a shame really because the Mondeo starts off well. You've got rear doors which open nice and wide, a huge opening so it's easy to get in and out of, and of course fit a child's seat. Then when you clamber in you think, do you know what, this is going to be good. Got absolutely loads of knee room down there. But what's the point of having loads of knee room where if someone who's as tall as me, 179 centimetres, sits up straight, their head is touching the roof? Ford has tried to help things by recessing the roof, but still, come on. If I don't want to touch the roof, I'm going to have to slouch like that. And really, in a car as big as this, I shouldn't have to do that.
It's a similar story with the boot. It's very big with the seats up and is humongous with them folded. But the ridge in the load floor, that curved load lip and a tailgate that opens annoyingly high do hamper the practicality slightly.
Finally, we come to the small matter of depreciation, and yeah, the Ford Mondeo won't hold its value as well as, say, a Volkswagen Passat or Mazda 6, but you are going to be more likely to get a discount from a Ford dealer than you will a Mazda 1 or a Volkswagen 1, so that's going in its favour. And while it might not be the best car in its class, it's still a good all-round family car. Obviously, before you buy this car, you should definitely check out a review of its main rival, such as the Mazda 6, by clicking up there, and its arch rival, the Vauxhall Insignia, by clicking down there. If you click down here, you can see our very latest video. Click here to see all the prices of the new Mondeo on our website at carbuyer.co.uk, and if you click up there on our logo, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.